It is time to breathe again on the latest breath of fresh air, Shorty edition. So, it is your boy Charles here on this episode for today, and I am here to talk about a little bit of college football, specifically what is going on in the Big 12 Conference, and even more specifically, what's going on with the two teams that will be leaving the Big 12 for the SEC in the near future. I think it'll probably happen around 2023. I know that contract is supposed to expire in 2025, but I do think the two teams that are going to be discussed here, Texas and Oklahoma, will be leaving before that contract expires. So just buy it out, and they'll be playing in the SEC before that time frame comes to fruition. But let's get back over to the present and start with Oklahoma because Oklahoma just saw uh, their college football playoff aspirations pretty much go up in smoke with a 27-14 loss to Baylor. So obviously, I am a huge Texas fan, as y'all know, and I am glad, very glad, to see Oklahoma lose at any point. I don't care when it is. I don't care if they're losing scrimmages in the spring. I am so happy to see Oklahoma lose. And the crazy thing about this one was what happened at the end of the game. So at the end, the Baylor fans in Waco started storming the field. I guess there was still a few seconds left to play, and the Baylor coach Dave Aranda wanted to kick a field goal. Now, the Big 12, I guess, has a tiebreaker that includes points scored or maybe points against competition. I'm not specific on that on that tiebreaker really. That's a bad job on me, but um, there's a tiebreaker that has to do with points. So Baylor was going to kick that field goal. It was 24-14 at the time, and Baylor wanted to kick that field goal. And I guess Lincoln Riley, the Oklahoma coach, had a cow. Just started going off. Just lost it toward the refs. I guess they wanted Baylor to get penalized for it, maybe a 15-yard penalty. And Lincoln Riley then had a press conference talking about sportsmanship. Now, that part in and of itself is very comical to me because this is the same coach who has repeatedly ran the score up on opponents for style points. So for Lincoln Riley all of a sudden to talk about sportsmanship is a complete and absolute joke. And it's part of the reason why I'm not the biggest fan of Lincoln Riley anyway. Of course, with the obvious of him being the head coach of Oklahoma, or Texas North as I like to call him. But I acknowledge he's a good coach. That right there, though, very soft, very weak. Probably better off left not being said. It's just that made no sense to me, and really, it was just him just venting frustrations for losing and seeing his team getting outplayed, outmuscled. I think Baylor almost ran for 300 yards in that game. So they got dominated at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Caleb Williams looked way off today, and Lincoln Riley panicked. We're gonna call that what it is. He panicked. Caleb Williams, it's been peaches and cream ever since he came into the Red River Shootout to lead the comeback against my team, Texas, and it's just been just all just rainbows for Caleb Williams ever since he's been in there. The minute he ran into a little bit of adversity, now all of a sudden you're going to bring Spencer Rattler back in. That's the thing when you do that to quarterbacks. If you decide that you're going to go a specific direction, you pretty much have to stay with that direction. Now, yes, the other quarterbacks have to stay ready just in case it comes back to them. But Caleb Williams, that job was his. Any type of adversity he goes through from here on out, you got to leave him in there because you have to see if he can battle through it. When you decide that you're going to pull him for Spencer Rattler, now all of a sudden you just open up a whole other can of worms. Are you confident? Which quarterback are you even confident in going forward? So I just think Lincoln Riley saw his saw the dreams of the college football playoff going in smoke, and he just made a whole bunch of panic moves. It didn't work, and now he wanted to take it out on the refs. That's basically what happened there, and whatever. I am very very happy about that. Now, having said that, my happiness was replaced with just sadness and sorrow after seeing what had happened to my Texas Longhorns later on that day. We lost to Kansas, man. We lost to the Kansas Jayhawks. 57-56 in overtime. We were down 42 to 21 at one point. And Kansas had an ungodly losing streak on the road against Big Ten opponents. It, it's bad. It is very, 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 very tough in Austin right now. Really, really disgusting. Steve Sarkisian, he's in the first year, and we really have not been the same since that mentioned Red River shootout game. We haven't won since that happened. And to lose to Kansas, this is definitely the lowest of the low points. So I know people were talking about Steve Sarkisian potentially losing his job after a season. I don't necessarily see it going that far, but my goodness, what a mess we have in Austin right now. And if Steve Sarkisian is the guy to help bring back Texas, or say Texas is back, quote unquote, bring Texas back to prominence, then this is going to be a process that is going to take a while. There should not be any type of rush to try to get there because the program is it's not good. It's in shambles. The program is in shambles. Yes, there are some good players. They're good young players. I mean, you like Bijan Robinson, the running back, who I guess got injured and he's done for the year. Um, Xavier Worthy's a very explosive wide receiver. Joshua Moore is explosive, but I don't even know if he's going to be there anymore. And I've been hearing that he may transfer. So there are a lot of issues going on in Austin with the football program. And whoever is the coach, whether it's Sarkisian or whoever it is, they decide to bring in. If this loss to Kansas is that big of an indictment, which I can understand where it would be, but if this is that big of an indictment, whoever is in there as a coach, there's gonna have to be some some patience, like real patience, and I'm talking years of patience that are in place because this program is in a world of hurt right now. You haven't, or we, I mean, I say we because I'm a huge Longhorns fan, but we haven't been back to the national championship game since 2009. That is way too long for a program with this many resources, that much money, and for the place for it to be. I mean, Austin's one of the uh, best cities in the world. It's growing. The population is growing just as fast as any other city in the nation. It's a lot of good stuff going on in Austin, but this program is a mess. So whoever the coach is, they have to kind of have a Nick Saban type of appeal. And look, there's only one Nick Saban. I get that, but that coach has to go in and tell the boosters, tell the athletic director, tell the school president, hey, look, let me run this program and everyone else just stay out the way. If it's not working, then get rid of me. But if it is, I need you to get out of my way. Do not worry about it. If you are worried about winning, let me do my thing and bring this program back. There are a lot of issues in Austin right now, and I can tell you it is not a good look for Steve Sarkisian in his first year to come in there losing to Kansas. You should be able to run your second and third string out there and beat Kansas. And it's no disrespect toward Kansas, but they shouldn't be beating Texas. It's just that simple. And there are some major, major issues there in Austin, and I don't know when they're going to get cleaned up. Well, on that note, that is what I am breathing on for today. Oh, and before I go, I I kind of think the Big 12 commissioner is smiling a little bit, knowing that Oklahoma and Texas is kind of drowning in their sorrows right now. All right. On that note, that concludes this Breath of Fresh Air Shorty. That's what I'm breathing on for today. Y'all make sure y'all visit the Breath of Fresh Air YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and keep the lights coming on the Breath of Fresh Air Facebook page. There will be a live webcast tonight. We hope to catch y'all there tonight at 8 East or 8 Central, 9 Eastern. And until then, y'all have a good Tuesday afternoon. Take care.